Hello, hello, hello. I am your podcast host, Coach O, and this is the National Scouting Service podcast show. We have a very interesting show coming up for you all today. I have a very special guest, somebody that I do know personally. And if you would like to follow myself on any social media handles, you can follow Coach O on Twitter at Coach O Brown or on Twitter at National Scouting or on Station Head at National Scouting. We are right now currently in Meek and Zeke Studios, and Meek and Zeke can also be found on social media platforms on Twitter at Meek and Z. That's MEEKAND with the Z at the end. On IG at Meek and Zeke, and on TikTok at Meek and Zeke. This show is being sponsored by Ink to the T t-shirts. You can find Ink to the T on Instagram. If you need any t-shirt, logos, magnets, or anything like that for your business, for advertisement or advertising an athlete or your kids or family members, please contact Ink to the T on Instagram. Also, this show is also being sponsored by Uncontested Hoops. That is Coach Herb Washington. If you're somebody that's looking for basketball skills, ball handling, shooting, or just the mental aspect of the game, being educated on the game, please contact Mr. Herb Washington on Instagram, and that is Uncontested Hoops. Also, we are proud to be sponsored by Running Back Giving Back. That is Mr. Kimball Anders, former Kansas City Chiefs All-Pro fullback, as well as soon-to-be Hall of Fame inductee. If you missed our interview with Mr. Kimball Anders, you can go on YouTube and look at that interview, as well as his event that he had for the kids in Galveston, Texas at Rock County Park. And you can also look at that interview on Instagram under National Scouting Service. With that being said, this show is being brought to you on National Scouting Service YouTube page. Follow National Scouting Service, hit the thumbs up, and click on the subscribe button. We also can be located and found on Facebook under National Scouting Service. And we also have our own podcast radio station, which is under Station Head. You will have to download that Station Head app and look for National Scouting. You can find our shows on all three of those social media platforms, as well as our own personal radio station. And you can listen to the audio aspect of this broadcast on Spotify under National Scouting Service as well. So please tune in to on any one of those social media outlets, visually or by audio, and you won't miss a show. This t-shirt I'm wearing is made by Cold Tees, and it's one of my former universities in Ottawa University. I'm representing the Braves. I also have on my cap as well as my conference ring, because in this show, I'm going to bring some things up with this athlete that we have coming on, because they did face my team and they won. I'm kind of upset about that, but I'm happy for him from what he did in that aspect of the game. So without further ado, I'm going to bring this athlete on. It's going to be a very interesting show. I have a lot of questions I want to ask him. He probably has some questions that he want to ask me as well. So we're not going to hold up. We're going to bring him on, and let's see if we can get him on in just a second as we getting ready to bring him in to our studio. And we do have him on. How you doing, Mr. Martavian Jackson?
I'm all right, Coach O. I'm glad to be here, man. You know, woke up early, had football on my mind. Now I'm talking to you, so it's a good day, man. Good to be talking with people back at home, trying to support the national recruiting business and all that. So, you know, it's a blessed day.
Man, we really appreciate it, man. And we are glad to have you on our show as well. So, hey, let's not hold our audience up, because I do have a couple of questions for you. And I always come on with an icebreaker for my guests. And for those who are tuning in, this is defensive back Mr. Martavian Jackson out of Tabor College. I got his information coming up, so you can follow him on his social media platforms. And before we do that, would you like to give our followers your social media platforms, whether it's on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, wherever you at?
I'm on Twitter at Martavian Jax1, Instagram MJJACK_. Again, MJJACK_. That's my Instagram. That's all I use. Not really much of a social media person, but when I'm on there, I'm on there. So
All right, nothing wrong with that, man. Because with social media, with you being an athlete, that's one of the major platforms that you can use to be able to market yourself, as well as try to find some financial gain. Some people that probably want to support you, sponsor you with a lot of things that's happening for the athletes now in this day and time. Wish I would have had it back when I was playing, but unfortunately we don't. But there's nothing wrong with trying to help someone try to get them things that we wish we could have had when I was playing. Okay, now
Exactly.
let's open up the floor. And with that being said, I have some things that I would like to know, and I'm pretty sure our viewers and our followers that's following us on the show probably have some questions that they would like to know as well. And for those who are tuning in, if you post your questions, we can have them across the screen for myself as well as Mr. Jackson to be able to see and to be able to answer to if we have time. Question number one.
Okay.
Do you have any nicknames? What's your nickname if you have one?
I know back at home, growing up, high school, I didn't really have a nickname. But you go to college and you experience many different things. You see a lot of different people, and they just tend to give you a nickname. And a lot of people in college they just tend to call me MJ. They think Martavian too hard to say, or they just ain't never heard it, so they just call me MJ. They say I'm related to Michael Jackson and all that. Just little, little laughters, little jokes here and there. But yeah, that's the one that stuck with me since I've been on college. That's pretty much been my only nickname is MJ. Some people they call me MJack. That's my little handle on Snapchat. They call me MJack or MJ. But most of the time, like when I'm at home and stuff, it's Martavian. I don't really got too much special with my name. So
Okay, well, with you being in college, MJ, hey, that's not a bad initial to have, man, because
oh yeah,
one,
it's not bad at all. It's
yeah,
real.
one of the great athletes, Michael Jordan. I mean, shoot, you can't, and then Michael Jackson, one of the best entertainers to ever perform, so can't go
Exactly.
wrong with that one. All right.
Exactly.
Well, my next question is, do you still think you can play basketball? Because I remember back in the day, you used to always go at it with the kids, with your teammates that you can play basketball. I didn't think you could play basketball, but do you still think you can play basketball?
Man, I still got a couple of boys in me. I still got a hand now. I go. At the football season, we get to go ahead. We play the basketball intramurals, stuff like that. I participate in stuff. It's not as serious, but I shoot around and stuff. I hit a couple shots here and there, man. It ain't nothing like high school. High school, I was in my bag now. I was in
so
my
you had
bag in high school.
yeah, so you had game in high school, huh?
Yeah, I had game in high school.
All right, well, and then that's another way for you to stay in shape too, as well as playing basketball. Hope you don't get hurt
Exactly.
because we
Yeah,
don't
it's
need no
great
injury.
cardio. Great cardio.
Yeah, because we don't need you getting hurt. Because if you get hurt or something like that, man, them
Yeah,
coaches gonna
I'm
be
not trying
upset.
to get hurt. I'm not trying to get hurt.
All right. My next question is: I knew that you was very strong in high school, and sometimes when players get to college, they get stronger or they lack off, and they just try to stay in shape without trying to have to push too much weight. But what is your 40 time right now?
My 40 time, last time I ran a 40, I was at my JUCO Navarro. I was doing my evaluation tape during the COVID season. So I was dealing with that, dealing with that COVID season. They was shutting down the weights and all that. So I was just doing what I could to maintain, which I did do that pretty well. During that time, I kept my weight in between 70 and 180. And then when I did my evaluation tape, I did a 40. I ran a 449. That was the last
So
time I
with
ran my 40.
COVID kind of being quote unquote uplifted and all that, and we're not under any type of COVID watch, even though we should be protecting ourselves out there. And with you being able to hit the weight room and to stay in shape, just estimated guess what you think you probably running now. You was running a 449, which that's still moving. You think you brought
Yeah,
that down, or
yeah,
you think it's still
yeah. I probably still in the same range, that 4-4 range. I still think, cause like I said, other than weights, I stay trying to run, whether it's around the house or you get on the treadmill. I like to run. Also keep my hamstrings strong too, so I don't pull nothing. So yeah, I think I'm still moving. I know this week we run the 3 shell. He got me at the top to cover hash to hash. So I know I'm moving still. So to
okay?
be able to do that.
Now, what about your bench press? What your bench press is about right now?
My bench press is Oh, come on. You can grab a seat right here. I know everybody. This is one of my former teammates from high school. We also play college together, Rodell Jones.
Hey, Rodell.
How you doing?
Man,
How you
what's
doing?
up?
But
I got a picture at the excuse me, Martavian. I just want to get a little introduction for Rodell.
no, you're
I
all
got
right.
the
You're all
picture
right.
at the bottom of the screen. And like I said, this is a very special show for me because I've coached both of these guys. Mr. Martavian is a relative of mine, and Rodell, hey man, I don't even know how to put it without being disrespectful, but he was like a little brother, like a son. And I remember the last time he had came home and we talked. I think we talked on the phone. And you was telling me that you wasn't going back to school. And I was like, why? And he was like, I'm coming back home. I don't know if I want to go back to school. So when I set up this interview with Mr. Jackson, then I go to the roster and I'm trying to see how many people they have from Texas. If there's any guys that came from any of the local high schools that we played against, if they playing with them. And I run across my guy, Rodell. So then I hit Martavian on the phone, and I'm like, "Is Rodell up there?" And he was like, "Yeah, coach." I'm like, "Man, I thought he came." Didn't I tell you that? I said, "I thought he was at home."
Yeah. You thought he was at home,
And then come to find out, Rodell is a starter, which I always knew he would be eventually. That he just needed to hang in there. And a lot of times for the athletes that's listening out there, when you make that, and we're going to get into this, I'm just jumping the gun because I'm happy to see my guy on here. But when you make that transition from high school, when you the man, and then you go into college and you playing amongst men, not little boys, men, sometimes that transition is different because you used to being a starter, and then you may not play because they may red shirt you or tell you, hey, wait till next year, and you get a little discouraged. But I'm glad to see Rodell on this screen, man. But with that being said, let's get Rodell to introduce himself and give anybody your social media platform information where they can follow you or reach you at.
Sure. My name is Rodell Jones. I'm 20. I'm a junior. Social media, I don't really be on that, but I got Snapchat at LeeBoy60, but you can really email me if you need to talk about something. But I don't really be on social media right now. I think like a little detox, no distraction.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, with that being said, go ahead.
No, that's it.
That's it. Well, then we was getting into what I would like to know, and I guess these questions could pertain to you, and y'all can go back and forth on the answer. I had asked Martavian, do he think he can still play basketball? Now, I know you play basketball, and you probably still think you can hoop.
He ain't got it no more. I didn't see him already.
You don't have it no more?
He don't got it no more.
I got it still.
He don't got it no more.
I can't move like I used to.
He getting old.
I'm 290, 280.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not gonna ask you your 40 time because a lot of times linemen don't like to give their 40 time. But I did ask Martavian about his bench. I used to work out with Rodell in the weight room, and he's a grown man now. But when we used to work out in the weight room, I used to tack his butt up. Used to have him crying, talking about he couldn't feel his arm.
I should be ashamed. We ain't had no weight on the ball back then. I should be ashamed right now.
But we did work out, and I always pushed him. And when he used to get upset, he know I didn't care. I made him stay in the weight room. We still got it in. He would try to procrastinate or prolong the workout till time had to run out. And I don't care if I had to close the door. We was gonna finish our workout. Martavian, I know you was a big deadlift guy and a big squat guy. What is your deadlift right now if you ever maxed out on it, and what is your squat right now?
Man, since I've been in school, I'm not gonna lie, it's been straight power cleans and bench. That's pretty much it. Power cleans and bench. We haven't really maxed out on deadlift. Like you said, my squat always good. Squat always good. I know last time I maxed out was probably before we got in the pads for fall camp that just passed up, and I think I got to like I think it was like 444.
Okay.
Or 445.
It was 465.
It was 465.
Yeah.
Wow. Rodell, you was matter of fact, huh? Or something like that. You was around, huh?
No, it was a video.
It was a video. Yeah, it was a video. Yeah.
See, I like that, boy. You got two G-Town boys looking out for one another. That's what's up. I like that. Now, my next question is, and me and Martavian kind of touched on this, and Rodell, I'm pretty sure you only been at one college, right? Rodell, just being at Tabor?
Yeah.
Okay. Martavian, how many colleges have you attended?
I've been to 3 colleges. I've been to Southern Arkansas University. Then I left there. I went the JUCO route, walked on there, earned the scholarship, and that led me to be here at Tabor at my new 4-year, my new home where I'm gonna graduate from. So it's a
That's what's
blessing to
up,
be here.
man. Because myself, I'm a journeyman myself. I've been to I played at 3 schools, but I've been to a total of 5 schools. I played at when I came out of high school, I played at Sam Houston State 91. We were Southland Conference champs. I have a ring with them as well. But so big shouts out to the Bearcats. Then from there, because I was getting in trouble, came back home. I went to Mid America Nazarene. It was a college then, now it's a university. Played there. We came second in the conference, won the Wheat Bowl. So I have a Wheat Bowl championship ring with them. Then from there, I went on to the Ottawa University. I know you all beat them.
Beat them boys.
Went to Ottawa University where I played. We also won our conference at that time, and we got rings. Yeah, get one of these. We got rings. So big shouts out to the Ottawa Braves. And speaking on the Ottawa Braves, I see that you had a good game against them, Martavian. You had 6 tackles. You were 2 away from the leader that had 8. And you had 1 assist. To speak on that game, what was different in that game compared to some of your other games?
Being in college, and like you said, every time you make that transition from high school to college, that process may not hit as fast as you want. So as you waiting your opportunity to come, you got to sit there and learn. And right now in my life, being on the football field, everything is very slow right now. And I was blessed to choose a school with a defensive coordinator that's very detailed, and he gives me the keys to be successful in the game. So when we went into the week of Ottawa, we made the switch. I was playing weak safety. He moved me to nickel because there was a hard running team. They had at least 3 running backs with at least over 300 yards. This was the 4th game of the season, so that's pretty good. So, we thought to put me in the box to bring some artillery in so I can hit the C gap and close it up because they was running heavy power, pulling their guards and tackles. So, Coach, like I said, Coach put me in the position. He told me what to do, and I got the job done, which led to my 6 tackles. Also got a PBU too, which I could have had an interception, but I didn't trust my gut. But yeah,
I never known you being able to catch, Martavian.
Man, I got the stickies, man. I got good ball skills, man. I know I played quarterback, but I could have did it all, man.
Look, Rodell said no. Hey, Rodell, now to go to you. In high school, if I'm not mistaken, because I know it's been a minute, you was a guard, right?
I was a tackle.
But now you're the starting center. Correct?
Still everything.
Okay, but where are you starting at? I know you play everything. See, he putting his resume out there, people in the NFL. The guy can play anywhere.
Center. I started
center. Okay, now what if or if any is the big transition from going from you playing guard tackle to going to center? Is it more detailed to the game because you have to know the signals? Or are you making the calls compared to you receiving the calls from the center?
Well, it started off with me. Naturally, football started off with the linemen. If the linemen do good, O-line, D-line do good, most likely the outcome going to go in their favor. So, but at this point, I'm touching the ball. So I make or break this play. I started off. I'm in charge with getting the ball to the QB. So that's where it started with, getting the snap so the play could be able to go in motion. But now I have to snap the ball with my right hand, and I got somebody head up on me. So now it's about, like, I can't really come off the ball hard and aggressive and use 2 hands. I gotta snap it, then use my left hand, then maneuver my right hand to the steering wheel, the middle of their shoulder pads. But as far as like the change, it ain't really different right now because I've been doing this since I was in high school, like going from different position to different position. So The change is just like, executing. Because when I got up here, I was a tackle, then I moved to guard, and I didn't play center for like 2 years, and then this year, our starting center got hurt, which has been a story the whole line this year, injuries. Our starting center got hurt. They moved me from guard to center, so I had to get back in the groove with that, and it was kind of like he got hurt second quarter, and halftime I was at center, but I ain't getting no snaps that week, so I was just like, I was going with the flow, but now I feel like I'm getting in the groove, getting better. Yeah, that's all that is. Just getting back in the groove of it.
Okay, that's what's up, man. And hey, I am so proud of both of you guys, dog, especially with the transition from you going from guard and tackle now to center. And one of the key things that you said is that you touch the ball every play. And I know a lot of linemen out there wish they can just touch the ball one time out of their career, whether it's in high school, college, or if they're playing in the NFL. Another question I have to offer what I want to know. I kind of addressed this with Martavian because he called drilling me, asked me what the question was because he wanted to be prepared for this show. But we're going to start with Rodell because I'm kind of know what Martavian is going to go because he's probably going to agree with the answer I gave him. The best player on the football field, in your opinion, Rodell, who is it? I ain't talking about like you. I'm just talking about in position, the best player on the field. Who you think it may be? Because we know you one of the best players, but as far as position. Do you think it's the linemen are the best players, the defensive backs, the quarterback, the running back, the receivers?
Sure, best player of the team, you probably find them kickoff return. Whoever receiving that ball, whoever punt return, whoever coach trusts to catch that punt, do what he gonna do. Whoever special team, look for the best player on the field to be on special team. So
wow, I ain't think of that one. Martavian probably gonna have an argument with you on that one. Now I kind of can agree with that.
He can argue, but he on special team.
Yeah.
He can argue.
Hey, but I may have to side with you on that one because if you look at a kickoff returner, especially a punt returner, not kickoff returner, punt returner, they are back there on that island by themselves. Even though they got people trying to block for them, but they still really don't have no protection because one person could miss a block or let a defender get past him, and that return is out there by himself, and he can get blown up. Yet alone fumble the ball and lose a game, or fumble the ball and allow the other team to score a touchdown. Martavian, in your opinion, who is the best players on the field, position-wise?
Man, after listening to Rodell, he got my mind wide open. Like you said, you want your best athletes on special teams, obviously, to give you the best edge in the game. But with me, playing quarterback in high school, making a transition throughout college, being a DB, I think I'm gonna go ahead and say DB, like you said, a punt returner, kick returner. Sometimes once he catch the ball, he might be on his own. And I can say the same thing about being a DB. Once the ball is snapped, where you at? If you over there by yourself, that's an island by yourself, and you gotta be a special person to in order to put yourself in position to make the play. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can play DB and all that, but can you put yourself in a position to make the play, to get off the field, to get 3 and out, to get the turnover, get the PBU? And that's why I think it's so hard being a DB. Not only are you moving backwards, but you also have to have good feet in order to stay in place with that receiver to make a play on the ball. Because, ultimately, when you defensive player, you want tackles and all that, but you want to make players on the ball to get the offense back the ball, so y'all can get on the board or you can get your pick six, and that's very important to a team because, if you don't got no defense, it's really hard to win the game now, in our era of football because, it's so heavy spread, pass. So, you always got to have a good secondary to compete nowadays.
I had told Martavian Rodell, I was like, and it kind of made sense. One of the professional players for the Philadelphia Eagles, I forget his name, defensive back, he said, in his opinion, the best players on the football field are the defensive backs. So the news reporter asked him why. He said, because we always moving backwards. Every play, we going backwards. So that's why I wanted to ask that question to see what you all thoughts on that was. My my last question on what I want to know is, and this was mainly pertaining to Martavian, but I'm gonna get to Rodell as well. Why does your Twitter have Navarro College on your page when you're at Tabor College?
Man, what's called when I was at Navarro, I had success there. I had failures there. As I was going through them failures, I kind of got on myself and all that. I thought about not playing ball no more. I had got my associates and stuff. I was just thinking about using that and going to get a job and stuff. But I trusted in God, and I talked with my father, and he was just like, football is football, and he was just like, and then I had, it's still ball at the end of the day, and it's getting paid for. So that's what I chose to do. And as I was going through that process, I just chose to stay off of social media as much. So I just haven't changed it. I really forgot about it. Really, I don't really be on Twitter too much, but really just it's just up there just because I forgot it. Just trying to stay off the phone and stuff. Try to keep a clear mind and things like that. Try to focus on what's in front of me and not what's on the phone.
Okay, well, we need to get that changed, brother, because you're a representation of Tabor College, and
Yes, sir.
even though you're not posting anything, which is typically fine, but you represent another institution, man. So give them a little respect by having their name on that Twitter page or no name at all. Now,
Yes.
Rodell, you laugh because he had Tabor on there, and I also went to your Twitter page. And your Twitter page still have the color of gold and purple and gold on there with ball high, which I understand you still. Okay, I understand that, and I understand you want to represent the purple and gold because I still do as well. But you're in college now, man. At least let people know where you at, because like myself, I didn't have a clue, which is my fault too. But I'm the elder here. You should have called Coach O and say, Coach O, hey man, I'm still at school, but I should have reached out to you, which I did because I think your numbers changed. I text you. See, I text you last night after Martavian told me that you were still there, and I was like, no. So I text you, I text your mother, I text your brother. I'm pretty sure all their numbers changed too because nobody replied back. See there? See, Coach O still looking out for my guy. Well, anyway, that was the last of that. Now we finna get into the nitty gritty, and here we're going to start with college life from high school life, and I'm pretty sure both of y'all have a lot of answers for this. My first question is, what's the atmosphere like on the college campus compared to being on a high school campus?
You want me to go first?
You can. You've been.
I mean, with me being to different colleges and stuff, just the difference between college campus and high school, you got to be very mindful and you got to move very careful, especially where you at, especially where you at. I know a lot of people, especially places I've been, people of my ethnicity and all that, they don't show too much love, and they tend to look at, he has tattoos. I done ran into instances where somebody was judging me because I had a tattoo, or or I'm riding around, I'm trying to get some food at 11 at night, and and it don't look, and it looks suspicious, but I'm just minding my business. You have a lot of people I had a few people, just try to disturb me or what I had going on. And that's just the bad part. But, good part is you want to get involved. A lot of these campuses, they want the students to have a good time. And, I can say about SAU, they very family oriented. I know their big slogan was, when you come to SAU, it's family. So they had a lot of things going on throughout the school. Great atmosphere, especially on game day. They love game day out there in Southern Arkansas. Also too, we had some dances and all that on campus. Matter of fact, they was pretty. It was pretty good. I know we had security there, but it was very safe. But a lot of my college experiences also It's been smaller towns too. So I haven't got that big college feel or that HBCU feel. It just depend on where you go.
Rodell, what about yourself?
From high school, see here is like it's like one big community. Like it's people that don't even go to school here that be like here like olders. Like it's been like this is like a Christianity oriented college, so like the atmosphere is like pretty like almost like peaceful. So I'm in a place like high school, like back in my hometown. That's like where you most comfortable at. That's where you like most liable to make mistakes because you feel like you can get away with a lot of stuff or you know your way around things there. But here, if you get in trouble, you got to go looking for it, and I don't go looking for trouble, so trouble don't come my way. So it's just you more free. It's a lot of more choice, a lot of more decisions, and a lot of more consequences for your decisions. And
Exactly.
so you out here by yourself. Like you can't call you mama. Mama can't come there. Daddy can't come there. You know you by yourself. When you hungry, it's best you go eat when it's time to eat. Cause when it close,
Mhm.
and you on your own after that. And so it's the difference is basically just choice. Just more. You got more freedom. You more of an adult, and you know the more your it's one closer step to you being out there in the real world by yourself.
Wow, man. Before I respond to both of you all's statements, Jaden Bennett, one of y'all former high school teammates, said that you two are his guys. I did post that on the screen, and he was like, Martavian, man, that man can't hoop. I told you couldn't
Hey,
hoop, Martavian.
he can't. He can just run good. That's it.
Nah.
He could just hustle. That's all he could do is hustle.
Hey, now off of what Martavian said, myself, as I told y'all, the many schools I went to, and I didn't get it until I needed it. Talking about my degree, and like Martavian, I do have my associates now. I'm working on my bachelor's. I'll be graduating in May. Big shouts out to Coach Anders and my wife for pushing me to do that. But just because you have tattoos or what you may wear shouldn't give a person the right to judge you as an individual unless they come and talk to you and then base their perception off the conversation that you may have. I'm pretty sure, like with you two, especially like with guys, you guys are of age. A lot of time when you go talk to another female, depending on their response or how they talk, it may be a turnoff. Because now you can tell that if they're younger or if they older. Nothing against the women out there. I'm just using you all as an example because we are men. And like what Rodell said, I think in my opinion, with you all, first off, being able to have the opportunity to go to school and work on your degrees is a blessing. But to be in a smaller town or a smaller community, I think that's a blessing within itself because it keeps you humble. Like you said, if you don't go eat, you want to defend on your own. You can't call mama, which I used to tell Rodell all the time. When we in that weight room, it's just me and you. Who you gonna call? The weight's not gonna answer. They ain't gonna feel sorry for you. 50 pounds gonna be 50 pounds. Let's move the weight. So when you run into obstacles, you gotta move through the obstacles and try to become a better person. And just from hearing both of you talk, man, it brings joy to my heart because I see that y'all get it. Not that y'all never gonna make mistakes because we all make them. I still make them, but you get it and you learn from it. So I commend y'all and I praise y'all on that. My next question is how is the classroom comparisons to where y'all at now to high school? Some people in high school settings, you may be in a classroom with 50 people. You may go to college and there may be 100 people in there. Or you may go to college. When I went to Sam Houston, there wasn't no one-on-one with the professor. You had to email, give them your ID number because they ain't know you by name. But when I end up going to Mid-America or Ottawa University, right after class, I can talk to my professor or I can talk to him in the class by raising my hand. So what is the difference from you all being at Tabor compared to coming from Galveston Ball?
Um, I think the biggest pickup I get from that is with school being in Texas, their curriculum is different. That's college or high school. I could say when I was at Navarro and in school, it was very online, but also in person. I come to Tabor. The first day of class, I'm getting handed textbooks. I ain't used a textbook since middle school, so that's been a very difficult part for me. Other than that, it's just really trying to find time to get the classwork done. You know what you can't get done in class, because like you said, Tabor, you know, it's a small community. Everybody know each other, and that's also for the campus life and student life. Also, you know, it's probably only 500-600 people that's enrolled here. So you know, we have smaller classes. So, uh, what's called it? Just getting your work done and prioritizing your time, I would say. But
Mhm.
work is work. You know, you got to do it regardless. You know, and it's gonna help you in the long run, whether you think it or not.
Okay, Rodell.
Um, the only difference is it's real now. So high school, you know, you get by, you know, you can cheat on people. You know, you don't really, you just trying to get your diploma. It ain't really gonna say much. But here you could cheat, but that's only gonna hurt you. If you found what you want to do and you want to do this like after everything, like after you get your degree and everything, and you cheated your whole way there, you're gonna reap the benefits or reap whatever you did from here, and it's gonna pay out there. But you ain't got too many times to mess about there. So now it's all about, you know, choice, not trying to find the easy way out. And when the teacher say something like, "This is your future," so you know, it means a little bit more to you, and especially like the higher you get up in classes, like it start to mean more to the people next to you. So it's like an environment of learning, and it means something. Everybody's struggling. Like if it's a hard class, everybody's struggling, and it's like almost like, you feel me? They your competition in the real world. High school, you just in classes just to be in classes. You don't really know what you want to do. Here, you know, we competing for the same thing, and we all struggling. But you go this, who you gonna see in the real world? People like this, people like you. So you know, it's more of a competition, more of a, you know, a choice to actually learn and do the work, sit down and do the work, prioritize,
And
and
the emphasis on what Rodell said was the choices. You know, like he said before, you come to college, it's one more step to adulthood. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's not gonna tell you to get up and go to that 8 o'clock. You
Oh
know,
man.
nobody's gonna tell you, oh, I'm borderline in this class. I got a 70. Or she giving out extra credit. Maybe I need to type this paper. You know, it's just little things like that separates high school from college. You know, in high school, you know, you might be offered those things, but you know, you might not just go, or you might not just write the paper, and you know, you still graduating. Well, in college, it's not gonna go down. It's all about the effort you put in, and what you put in is what you're gonna get out. So
And I can't stand it, man. With me working in the educational system, how it's really hard to fail a kid. A kid can do whatever under the sun, get in trouble, and it's hard to fail them. You got to have all these documentations. But in college, like you said, they're not holding your hand. If you don't want to do the work, that's on you. I'm not going to tell Martavian or Rodell, hey, you need to do some extra credit to pass. If you don't come and ask me or talk to me about it, and I don't have to give it to you. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. And I'm glad that y'all realizing that. Not that y'all, these two was bad butts in high school. Both educated kids, GPAs was high, graduated past the SAT and all that type of stuff. But you have some athletes, that's all they are, is just athletes. But you have to be a student athlete. And like you said, nobody gonna tell you to get out of bed. I had a parent to tell me one time, I'm gonna call my child every day to make sure they getting up and go to school. I say, you know what, go to class. I say, you know what? For instance, you call me, okay, mom, I'm getting up. As soon as I hang up the phone, what I can do? Lay right back down. You don't know. And then when they sending the grades, they're not sending y'all grades to your mama. You're a grown man. They sending them to you. So it's up to you if you're going to send the grades to your
exactly.
parents or not. And a lot of people they miss out on that. So I'm glad y'all kind to hit on that. My last question on college life from high school life: do you all eat on campus, off campus, or both? Because I know sometimes going into school, these schools will tell you that you got a meal plan, but the meal plan ain't really feeding you completely throughout the day. It may be a half meal plan where you're just eating in the morning, the afternoon, but not to the afternoon. So what is you all situation?
I would say both. I came to Tabor as a transfer, so I got some things lifted, you know, being a transfer. Like I'm in one of the newer living areas on campus, which is the townhouses. We have a kitchen, so you know it's real easy to just get something and cook it. But also I also do use the meal plan. You know, I go in there, I check every day to see what's in there before I just go cook something or buy something. Then I try to eat the right things in there because sometimes the things that's in there you might not like, but at least we got options. So I would say that we do have options here, you know.
What about you, Rodell?
Mm. They
Because
had
I
their
know
days.
you can eat.
They had their days. Like some days better than others. So it's like when you get your little piece of change, you know, you can't just go blow it off on the game or something like it's really gonna matter. So
And it's
I mean,
nothing to stay open past 10 here besides it's a
case
general corner store. It stay open
Wow.
till once it's it.
they
So
serve food, but they gonna tack, but they gonna tack. So, so you gotta play it smart. Uh, the meal generally like breakfast from like 7 to like 9, and lunch started like 11 to like what
one,
1, and
yeah.
then dinner start at 5, and it end at like 7. So like if you go in there and you eat like all those times, eat enough, and on a good day, then you should be good. You probably just gonna like want a snack at the end or something like that. But like some days you ain't really hitting for nothing. So like I say around 7 to 8, man, you starving, like you hungry, like you want like a meal, like something fulfilling. That's what like your little change come in. You can like get you something to eat, cook it, because like we got it's kitchen stoves and stuff everywhere. So like you can actually prepare your own food, and it ain't like mama go make it, because I don't know too many people that set up under their mama and watch them cook. But shoot, it's gonna teach you a little bit of independence. But yeah, yeah, it's a little different. It's a little
All
different.
right.
You gotta eat. You
Well,
gotta eat when they say eat, and
I
you
know
should.
that's right, man. Hey, I've been there, brother. Like I said, it's humbling y'all and it's making y'all better people. Let's get into academics. This is the most important thing of any interview for student athletes, and we're gonna get into sports after that. But academics, what is both of you all's major? And do you have a minor as well, or it's just a major?
Well, I'm majoring in business administration with emphasis on entrepreneurship. I'm not minoring on anything. I tend to focus on that because you know, recently, you know, for a long time, you know, just like everybody else, you know, I thought I was gonna play football, you know, and after I said going on my college journey, you know, you figure things out, you figure out what you really want to do and stuff, and you know, it's been about probably like 8 months. I've been trying to stay in the field of like management, retail management, construction management, just wherever I feel best fits me, and it's been going pretty good so far. I like it. It's a little bit it's a little bit more math than I thought, but
Oh man.
it's not it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm getting it done. I'm still passing, so that's a blessing.
All right.
Uh,
What about you, Rodell?
I major in criminal justice and biology, so I double major, and I minor in chemistry. But I don't really like chemistry like that as much as I like biology. It was like a like in high school, like they don't it's separated, but it ain't really like too much distinct. You think they go together, but here it's two different like parts. Like it's very distinct, and I like learning about biology rather than I do chemistry. So bless you. But
Thank
I major in criminal justice and biology.
Well, Martavian, you got a man that I know he's taking a lot of math. You got help right there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know how to take. I don't know how to do math. I don't
So,
remember the last time I did math. I think I did math and chemistry. That was
so
that's
with you majoring in criminal justice, do you plan on being a police officer, a probation officer, a lawyer, or?
I'll probably be something like in forensics. Like I'm
Oh,
interested
okay.
in a field like something like that, kind of more hands on. You know, like some I can still have a passion about and still wake up and do every day and still have the same love for. So yeah, that's what I'm passionate about learning, and I'm passionate about learning my rights and my law. So I always been passionate
Hey,
about
as a
that.
young
So
black man, both of you all need to know that. Next question: how many hours are y'all taking?
Uh, well, I started off this semester taking 18 because I'm very close to graduating. If I would have still been at 18 and then 18 next semester, I'll be getting my bachelor's in May this year. But with me trying to play ball and all that, it was just too much going on. So I dropped down to it was either 13 or 14 hours, and it's pretty smooth for me, with me being me having games and stuff, practice and all that. It's pretty smooth. I get my work done, and it's very convenient. The teachers here, they work with you a lot, and they most of our work is online, so if we don't finish it in class, it's nothing to open up your laptop and finish it at your home. So I'm very
Okay.
appreciative for that.
What about you, Rodell? How many hours you taking?
I'm taking 17. I double major, so it's like if I was taking one, it wouldn't be so bad. It ain't bad now. It's just like two different worlds. But I take 17 credit out.
Man, y'all taking a lot of hours. Now, with y'all going to class, are y'all doing all classes during the day, or y'all doing night classes, or you can't do night because it interfere with football?
Well, I will. Our schedule here is different. It's not D1. I know at the D1, you wake up, you got practice at 6. But here we tend to wait for everything. We'll have practice in the afternoon, probably 3, or if we can't get the field, we'll go at 6 later that night. Uh, Most of my class, and me being kind of an upperclassman, my classes is in the morning and a little bit in the afternoon, but it's not too much. It's very flexible. I start my day off every day either at 9 or 11, and I finish by 2.
What
So
I
it's
what I what I never understood was all your life you've been going to school. You wake up early in the morning and you have to go to school. But a lot of people tend when they get to college now they want to go class late. Well, you been waking up, you already programmed to that. So why not stay on that same course unless you know you have to work or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah, the reason I chose to start a little bit later, I'm also working on Tuesday and Thursday with Dollar General. I'm a lead associate salesman there. So I go do that. And sometimes during the day, I just don't have time to finish my work. So, after I get off work at 10, 11 o'clock, I go to the room, I'm doing my work. So
Okay.
that's
Look at that,
that's
still grinding.
yeah, that's the reason why I have later classes.
My next question to you all, do you all have to go to study hall or only have to go to study hall if you're a freshman or if you on the verge of failing?
Here is mostly for the verge of failing. Like I said, our coaches, they try to keep a handle on it, but for the most part, a lot of people they pretty much got that academics under control. Whether too many people don't have too much study hall, so
That's
Yeah.
good. My next question to you all is now we getting into the football now. What are some of the things you all focused on this summer going into your college season? In high school is different. You probably have to get bigger because you were smaller, or you probably gonna play varsity and you see they hit a little harder, they move a little faster. But what is the focus going into your college season?
So I was a little light. I was a little quick, like high school. So coming into college, I had a little bit more finesse because everybody was much like, kind of like more built. So that's why they had me at tackle. But then my coach was like, I really want you at guard. So he was like, I need you to I was like what 225. He was like, I need you at 250, like minimum. So then one summer I jumped up to 250, and then he was like, all right, now keep that weight, see if you can bump up a little bit and like improve your strength. So this time I don't know how I'm getting strong. I'm getting stronger though, like out of nowhere. Like I'm just getting stronger. I guess because I was putting on more weight. But I prayed this about the time like I was like I stopped like gaining weight because I was like I don't know if I want to play football. Like you feel me? Like I was like maybe I should just like do the school part And then the next year, I tried to talk to my coaches like I really love how you play. I really like you being here. So it's like, all right. So I got a little reassurance, and then my second year, I know I made the weight, my strength improved, and then now I'm a junior, and I see everybody else getting bigger. Like as you go, like you tell like who in your class, and like at the like you feel me. So I'm a junior now. I went from 245 in the summer now, and I jumped up to like 285, 280. But I still could
Wow.
move. I still had to be able to move. But it's like it's easy to gain weight because you got like a buffet. Like here you got a buffet, and then when you go home, the word at your disposal, the word at your disposal. Then so I jumped up to 285, and then I like as the summer went on, not summer, but like when the season came in, I like shaved it down. But my focus really was just weights, and eating right, and technique. That's all it was.
Wow, Rodell. What about you, Martavian?
Like you said before, I always been in the weight room, so staying at a certain weight and just getting into the weight room has never been a problem with me. I feel like the biggest thing that I'm still currently working on is just being a DB. Still learning things to help me put myself in position or certain keys that my opponent doing this week that can help me make that play. I'm still trying to. It's always a transition with that because you're never always the best. You know,
Yeah.
and
And
I love.
it's good that you know that as an athlete because there's always going to be somebody better, but you got to be prepared to be able to compete.
And even at this, this isn't like D1 or NAIA, but it's still being good football played here, and I learn every week from somebody else or what they doing. Oh, I need to be doing this or that, or oh, a coach or they got them lining up this, that, and the other in this situation to make this play. I need to pick on that. You learning something every day. So that's the biggest thing about me, just learning to be a DB. Period. Still. It's an everyday process, every day learning about it. So,
All right, now we're going to get into high school football compared to college football. And now, Martavian, I hear you keep saying this not D1 or whatever the case may be, but it's still football, brother. It don't matter if you're on the D1 level, NAIA level, or JUCO level. The fields are the same. Stadiums may be a little bigger. Coaching is the same. You may have some better coaches. Athletes are the same. You may have some All-Americans. You may have some athletes who weren't smart enough to go to a D1, but it's still football because you know why? You have to prepare and you have to compete. And if you do those things, no matter what, you can be an All-American at an NAIA just like they got All-American at an NCAA Division I. An All-American is an All-American, and they can't take it away from you. So y'all
don't
keep
get
pushing.
twisted now. People in NAIA, they out here, they getting offers. They getting offers for the league, and
That's what I'm saying.
They ain't stopping nothing, but I'm telling you.
Yeah, they'll find you, but that was my point because Mr. Jackson keeps saying this not Division I. It doesn't matter. Y'all just answered it. The NFL, if you out there and you balling, they'll find you. It's just that you got to bring that process on to the next level. Okay, high school. Go ahead.
I just wanted to speak on and just to speak on this conference. We
we're gonna get into that. Hold that thought.
Okay.
We're gonna get into that. High school football compared to college football. Is high school practices in any comparison to college practices?
Nah, because like even that feel in high school, depending on where you at, is very comfortable. But but in college, you got so many grown men trying to compete for one spot. It's never comfortable because you don't never know. You don't never know if that person gonna come to play, or is that person gonna come to play, or is he gonna back down? It's every day you gotta come compete because you don't never know when you're gonna get your spot taken because that person behind you, he doing the same thing too.
See, I'm glad you said that because in high school, and I hate to say this, but if you was a starter last year, most likely you're gonna be a starter this year.
Yeah. Now,
and then but in college it's a business because if you're not owning up to your job, I can lose my job.
Exactly.
Rodell, what's your take on that?
Sure, man. Them people don't care, man. not the coaches. Like when you come, when you go to college, like you ain't gonna be, you gonna for the most part you gonna be around people like you. But like when it comes to actually trying to get on the field, man, there's gonna be some grown men, and they probably got families of their own. Like you probably could say Mister to them. Like if we be honest, if you didn't know them, you'll probably have to use the word Mister or something. But it's you gotta really earn your respect because, as I'm saying, like you to them, like you still a kid, like you still got stuff to learn, and you're gonna be a little childish and immature. But like you gotta be like coachable, and you just gotta like you start from more like what you call it a more you're not at an advantage. Like in high school, like you really don't have to be there. Like you really don't. If you don't want to play, like you can really leave. Same for college, but like if you get a scholarship to play football, they expecting you to come play football. It's literally like
you have an obligation.
Yeah, this is what we paying you to do. So this is what we expect you to do. So you have a choice, but really, if you step on this field, then we hold you to a standard, and you need to meet that standard.
And so you always have to understand it's a business, man.
It's a business,
and it's your business to get your degree.
Mm-hmm. And so that's basically what it was for me when I came from high school. Like I could do anything I want. Like I can get away without using technique or But here, man, you're going to get some grown men. Like it's like when you say like they don't know how to they don't know how to do nothing in the classroom. Like they hear like this is what they plan on. They don't have no backup plan. You worry about your degree on the football field. Them people not worry about their degree. They like I'm going pro, and you was in my way right now. And they grown men. Like
and it's funny you say that, man.
They got beards, they tattooed, they swole. They got a prison, man. Is real, and they don't care. They don't care if you're a freshman. Your coach don't care if you're a freshman. You play football, bro.
It's crazy that you say that because I was blessed to play with a guy by the name of Michael Bankston. He was a defensive lineman at Sam Houston State. He got drafted in the first round to the Arizona Cardinals. And one day I was in practice. I'm a freshman, a true freshman, and I'm playing around, man. And he came up to me and say, "Hey, freshman," or he probably called me another name, which we can't say on this show. He was like, "Man, you out here effing up my money." I'm like, "What?" He said, "You out here playing. We ain't getting a good look. I got scouts coming to the game to watch me." So it still ain't registered. So when I got to my dorm, one of my homeboys, he was like, "Hey man, that dude talking about going pro, and you out there playing. He trying to get his reps in." I was like, "Oh, that's what he talking about." But he said, "You messing up my money." I'm like, "What is this dude talking about?" But it goes to back what y'all saying. When you go to these institutions, young athletes out there, it's a business. When they giving you a scholarship, it is your job to play football, but it's your business to get your degree. And I hate to say some of these coaches, they not really caring about if you graduating or not. They worrying about the win. Because when you leave, they got to recruit again. If you ain't performing, if you get hurt, guess what? Next man up. It ain't no disrespect to you, but the games will go on. They won't stop. My next question is,
I will say here they do care about the degrees though. Our coach really enforced like doing your thing in school, and he's trying to prepare us he prepares for football, but he also preach like after football, like real life, like am I eye watering this stuff? He preached like real life. So
don't you start crying.
Nah, I'm eye watering. You feel me? I just woke up. I was asleep because he told me a little late. So my eyes.
Hey, I agree with you on that. That's why I said some coaches, not all coaches, because I went to a Christian-based school at Mid-American Nazarene University. It was college when I was there. And Mike Redwine, man, I love him to death. He didn't really care about what I did on the field. He was worrying about how my life would become. And he was teaching me how to be a man. And there's some things that I did while I was at that school and I regret by leaving and stuff like that. And that still haunts me to this day. But even when I left, he was still by my side and still rooting on for me. So I do agree with you on that. And again, I said some coaches, not all coaches, if I ain't clarify that. Weight room conditioning and eating. Is it different from high school to college? Because I know in college, like Rodell say, he gained 30 or 40 plus pounds, but he can still move. He's stronger now. Because at some universities in college, they do bulk you up because they need you bigger than what they recruited you as. Myself, I was a running back coming out of high school, and the guy that recruited me at Sam Houston State told me and my mom we love to have Otis because he got some nice hands, but he will not be a running back because he's too small. So how y'all feel about that? Is the eating different? Do you try to watch what you eat? Or are you eating healthy, or you don't care? Or what is it? Weight room? Or you still, well, I know you guys hitting the weight room. And, in high school, you probably don't get to lift as much. Do y'all lift every day? Is that mandatory? Or is it every other day? Or is when you have a chance to lift?
Yeah, so during the season, they don't really stress like heavy lifting because they know like you got a busy schedule. Some people, not like me, we double major, so we need time to do our work. But we still have to play football at the same time. So it's like they not too much strict. It's like you can get to the weight room when you can. But it's all on like for high school, like weight room is a class. Like you almost obligated to go there. Here again, it go back to that choice. Like they don't know when you got free time. Like they can't really if you got class, they can't tell you to go to a weight room at this time. It's like it's all on you. They trust you to go in the weight room always open. They trust you to go in there and get a lift. And then we got a football coach in there who got like a lift for you. If you go in there, all you gotta do is want to go in there. But like the eating, like you say, like someday they had a good days, they got buffets, so you can go in there eat 2-3 times, and eat the right thing. But when it's some good is present, some bad is present, so it go down to choice again. So you could go in there and eat the good things, or you go in there and eat the bad things. But you feel me? When I was bulking up, I had to eat like a lot of good things. I throw in like a couple cheat days here and there, but for most part, I eat a lot of the good things, and then I go work out. He'll have a workout for me. I go work out. So it's all about like during the season, they don't stress it, but like in like spring and stuff like that, they need you at their weight room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was.
And like you say, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I agree with Rodell. Like I said, during the season, it's not so much of an emphasis. They just hoping you get there when you can. But spring season, is mandatory. We in there almost every day. So
that's when the season
starts.
Now,
and like you were saying in the off season, both of you guys are juniors. Y'all on y'all way out. If you look back on your freshman year, when you went to school, because I ran into this when I was in school, was you guys trying to hurry up and get back home when you can? Or now it's like, man, it's the same thing at the crib. I'm going to stay up here. I ain't going back. Or I may just go back for a week, and after that, I'm gone.
Yeah. Well, at first, my first school was in Arkansas. It was a 6-hour drive. So, going home really wasn't an option. And then also I didn't have no car in my first semester. So, I just got used to, just being on my own necessarily, and just sticking it out at the school and all that. So I don't really be in a rush to go home, but I do sometimes feel that I need to be at home because, it be things going on at home you be missing out on. You be at school and stuff, and it made me feel a type of way sometimes. But at the end of the day, I'm still handling my business, so I understand.
Hey, and that's part of life, brother, because when you out, like Rodell said earlier in the show, when you're out in that world, it ain't always that you got to be at home. I remember staying in Kansas City for 13 years, man, came home probably 3 times. Wasn't that I didn't want to be home, but when I came home, it ain't nothing changed. I know where everybody's still at. What about you, Rodell?
So I got a son. So
I did not know that.
Man, I got a son. So
well, congratulations on that, man.
Thank you. He's 6 months. He was born April. But when I see this being that this is a Christianity like oriented college, I was pushed to I was always raised in the church, but like here, like I got a more feel for going after God and increasing my spiritual relationship with Him. So my freshman and sophomore year, I remember I got hurt on the football field. I got hurt not my freshman year, my junior year. I mean my sophomore year, I got hurt. Like I kept getting hurt, and I was like that because I was trying to get back home. Like I wasn't appreciating football. I was doing anything just to get back home, and I never.
I think that's when you told me that you wasn't going back. I think that was the last time we spoke.
Yeah, I was going through you feel me, I was I had to sacrifice too much to be here and that blah blah blah. But when I started thinking about it, God was telling me I'm giving you basically what you want. You don't want to play football no more, so I'm gonna I'm gonna give you a way to go back home. Every time I went back home, I wanted to come back up here. So it was like I didn't know what I wanted. And so now, like my junior year, like as I'm getting older, I'm starting to like realize like if I want to get back home, if I'm rushing to get back home, that means I'm not appreciating the moment of being here and realizing how much a blessing this is. So I learned to take it like I'm gonna go home when I go home, but when I'm here, I'm here, and when I'm committed to being here. And when I go home, home gonna come. It's always gonna be there. But this only lasts for a short period of time. So
then it's gone, man. I love to hear the maturity in both of you guys' voice, man, and y'all converse. Like the conversation is different. Normally it'd be playing or y'all asking me questions, but now this grown man talk. And a lot of these kids or these future collegiate athletes need to hear that and understand that. What I was going to say, like when with the school, do y'all have chapel? When I was at Mid America, we used to have to go to chapel twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Is that kind of the same there, or is not required?
Yeah, it's the same here. We go Monday and Wednesday, and I'm very appreciative of it. You know, it gets me out of bed before my first class of the day on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But also too, they're very diverse. You know, they have different different types of culture that comes up and preaches. You know, just like this past Wednesday, they brought a gospel group. You know, they was Baptist. They came and they talked what they have learned and all that. And the other week they had what are they? The Mennonites here?
Mennonites.
Yeah, Mennonites. They had somebody from their religion. They come talk to us. So you know, you see a different point of view from any type of religion. You know, so I'm very appreciative of that.
That's good, man. Hey, now let me ask y'all this: which was a long time ago, but when I was at my school, Mid America Nazarene, the Pioneers, big shouts out to the Pioneers. We couldn't wear, back in my day, we couldn't wear 2 earrings. Well, I don't think the guys could wear earrings at all. We only was able to wear 1 piece of jewelry. You couldn't have all them gold chains on, and you couldn't wear shorts to class. Is that the same there, or?
Nah. They don't tell you. They ain't telling you what you can wear now. They ain't doing that no more.
God
okay, hey, that's what I went through, man. But that was a long time ago.
God said, "Come as you are."
There you go. Look around there. All right, now, hey, we was talking about high school football compared to college football. Now, let me hit y'all with this one. Goals for your collegiate season compared to your high school season. What were some of your goals going into your college season? Like, was one of them you want to be a starter? Was you focusing on being a starter or focusing on just playing? Because like I said before, like Rodell, his freshman, sophomore year, he probably wasn't touching the field a lot. He was getting discouraged. Martavian, don't know the reason why you was leaving from school to school, maybe because they wanted you to stay at quarterback and you wanted to play defensive back, or you weren't going to touch the field at quarterback, but you could touch it at football, at defensive back. So what were some of those goals and focus going into your collegiate season?
My freshman year, you know, I just wanted to play football. I ain't really high school, you know, you take it for granted there. So it's not really like you're trying to earn. I didn't really know like you could really win awards like offensive line. So I was just, you know, I was just going through the motions in high school. But here, you know, as a freshman, I wasn't really touching the field like that because I was like, you know, I was always able to play like I was on scout team, but like, you know, the defensive coordinator be mad because I'm doing my thing over there. Then like after like towards the end of my freshman year, I got moved over like towards the end of the season to, you know, like where the starters at. And so I played like a couple. I had like a couple. He moved me into like a couple formations. Like I would be like 6-man. Like we would do like 6-man down lineman thing, and I'd be like the 6-man on the line. I had like a couple formations. In my sophomore year, I actually started. That's when I started. I started like at the beginning of the season, and so this one I'm just like seeing everything. You feel me? That I'm working for like coming to life, like coming to play. Also, my mindset is changing. It's shifting to a better mindset. And so my goal, I ended up getting hurt and just going back home for like, you know, for a couple times. And that's when like I think I had COVID or something like that. It was something crazy going on my sophomore year. But my goal for this year, like currently, I just want to, you know, appreciate every game. It's focusing on the awards, like, you know, you might not get the award because at the end of the day, it's only so many awards to go around, and it's always somebody better than you. So I try not to focus on the awards. This yeah, I just want to focus on, appreciating being with my team and appreciating being able to play the game and not taking nothing for granted. Because on some days you don't feel like practicing. On some days, you just want to stay in your bed. But I'm just appreciating being disciplined, appreciating my opportunity. And when you're able to look at like life from that lens, football becomes more of like a privilege to you. It becomes more of a priority because at any moment this can be taken away. I know as good as anybody else know this game can be taken away from you like that. And so now when I step on the field, I step on the field with with appreciation that God's given me this ability and realizing that I look around, not everybody get to play this game at this level. So,
Wow.
the war is gonna come. If you put the work in, the war is gonna come. But try to look at life through a lens of being grateful and chasing being the best you that you can be instead of trying to chase somebody else. So yeah, that's my goal: competing with myself at being grateful and going against my nature of always want to look at the bad side of things and try to focus on worrying about everything that's going good and worrying about that that I'm blessed. Everybody with me is blessed, and so I try to focus on life through that perspective. The wars come if they come.
What about you, Martavian?
Um, the difference between my goals, I think is well, in high school, you know, recruitment it was all right. It wasn't the best, and it wasn't the best. So I really just been going with the flow for most of the part, and I recently sat down and discovered what I want to do, what I want to earn and stuff. And one of my goals right now is, just to enjoy it. Because like I said, I've been learning to play DB since I've been transitioning over, and with me doing that, I haven't been presented the opportunity to showcase my skills on the football field. I've been close. I didn't made I done made the travel bus. I done made the special teams, but I haven't got that PT yet. So right now it's all about just enjoying it while I still have it, and doing what I can with it. And if I'm playing pretty well, get an opportunity, to try out for somebody league, then that's great. I'm gonna do that because who I'd rather do that than have a job. Right now is just trying to enjoy it and get it as good as possible.
And it's a lot of leagues out there for both of you all, man. If that's something that you continue to try to pursue, but the most important thing is you guys working on y'all degrees and y'all are almost there. So we know y'all going to get that. So that ain't gonna be a deflection of not graduating. But it's a lot of leagues out there. I know we always focus on the NFL, but now they got the XFL back. They got Canadian football back, and what's the other one they got?
The USFL.
The USFL. You still got arena, so it's a
We
lot of
got
options out there.
we got a few players from our school, from previous teams that's been pretty good. They're overseas in the Europe League right now,
Yeah,
making good
yeah.
money.
So man,
So
it's plenty of opportunities out there, man. So and like they say, you got to get it out your system because, like Rodell said, once it's over, and you'll be looking back on what you should have did, or you may see players on the screen talking about, man, I played against him and I was killing him. How he get a shot or whatever the case may be. But my next question for you guys is I had Martavian to send me a list of the artists that he likes, and I created a music list for him that he can always go back and listen to on our Spotify radio station. You have to download the Station Head app and follow National Scouting. So we're going to go off of Martavian's first, and then we'll get Rodell's, and then Rodell, when we get off this show, you definitely have to get my number from Martavian, man, so we can stay in touch and send me your artist so I can create one for you as well. But before, when you going into a game, whether it's traveling, before a game, the pregame, or whatever the case may be, working out, who are some of the artists, and this is for Rodell, who are some of the artists that you listen to the day of a game, on the field, or working out?
So I listen to I started listening to like CHH. That's like Christian hip hop, something like that. So I probably listen to like Lecrae, Caleb Gordon. Most people probably won't know who these people is, but like
I don't, man. You definitely have to send me them names because I don't know who you talking about.
I listen to a lot of CHH. Or if I want to go like hip hop side, I probably listen to like somebody like Rollo or something like that. But for the most part, I listen to CHH. like Lecrae, Aha Gazelle, Staringo. I listen to a lot of CHH artists, but that's what I like to get my mindset on. Like some like rap with substance, rap with like assurance that you could do any task that you're trying to do. You feel me? So
Okay. So with the
that's what
Christian motivational music that you're listening to, is that just to get you like calm, at ease, thought process?
it's hype just like rap music. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
like not so much like they may talk about like say this it's say having a sword of the spirit. Like that's like almost like in Bible terms, it's almost like your weapon against like anything trying to like temptation, any like weapon that the devil trying to use against you. That's your defense mechanism to fight back. So if they say like in nowadays nobody using the sword no more, what they using like a gun. So
Right.
they might
Exactly.
say they not talking when they might refer to like shooting something, but like killing something, but they trying to refer to it as when they talking about loading like your clip or loading like your arsenal. They're talking about like Bible scriptures, like having scriptures, going in the Word, getting your scriptures, and having like it's kind of like loading your weapon, like going reading the Word, spending time with God. That's loading your weapon. And when they're
Man, I
talking about
like it.
when they talking about some type of combat, they talking about applying what you know, applying what you read, applying what you. So it's like it's a lot of the same things, but what they saying it mean different things.
Terminology.
But yeah, terminology, and
All right.
it's a
I
little
like
bit
it,
more.
man.
It's a little bit more meaning. Filling your mind with something more positive and something more applicable than what the main culture listening to. But it's
Okay.
pretty
Be
much
sure,
the
hey,
same.
be sure you send me that list, man, so I can create that music list and play that as well today. Martavian, what are you listening to?
I like Future and Gunna. They hype me up. I pretty much don't have a favorite artist. I listen to everybody, but those are just one of the most recent. What's called. I like to listen to Drake or Rod Wave, but like calmer moments, or if my mood too high, before a game or something, get me relax. Calm me down and stuff like that.
Well, back in my days, and we all know that football is a very violent game. So
Mhm.
to get in my mindset to prepare for a game, back in the days, I was a Tupac guy, Scarface, Ghetto Boys, Public Enemy. Those were some of the groups that I would listen to when I was on the field. But back then we had real headphones and cassette tapes. Y'all don't have that now. We got all these beats and listen to it on your iPhone music and stuff like that. But hey, that's interesting to know. And Rodell, don't forget to give me your music list so I can create that list in your name as well for you to listen to, family members and some of y'all teammates, as well as to bring them to my podcast radio station, which is on Station Head. Now, first college game. Where was you at, and who did you all play? We know Rodell was at Tabor. Martavian, you was at two other different colleges. Your first college game, where was you at? Who did you play? And what was that feeling? Was you nervous, or you was like, I worked for this moment?
Man, I know my first school I had red shirted, so every game I went to, I was either on the sideline or I was in the stands just watching.
Well,
But
the first game you played. We want to know about the first game you played
first game
in.
I played, that's uh I guess it can be in Navarro too. I guess like I said, I went there, I walked on, earned another scholarship, and my opportunity just ain't come. But like I said, I was on special teams and stuff. My first game for Navarro, we played TJC, which is Tyler Junior College. It was a shootout. I never really been in a shootout game for real. And like we was just going back and forth scoring touchdowns. I think the total amount of points was over 100 points. And
Wow.
which causing then to end off the game, we was winning. TJC that kept scoring though, but we need to get them off the field. And we just had kicked off. And I'm running down the field, and I got this one of the players. He played tight end for me. He's the backup tight end. He's like 6'3", like 235. His assignment was me the whole game, so we was bumping heads. So, I'm just figuring out a way. This is my first time really being on kickoff too. Like I said, I played quarterback, throughout most of my career. So, I'm still learning how to do things at other positions that I'm at right now. So as I was going through, I seen he wasn't as fast as me, and he has a problem with his angles. So when we needed it the most, I decided to, beat him to his point and then attack half of his body. And he ended up missing me when he tried to engage. So I slipped under him, which gave me a free shot to get a tackle for loss on the kickoff return. And that was my first tackle in college too. And then recently my first game for Tabor. Well, actually, I didn't play the first game of the season because I wasn't eligible, because the eligibility center for NAIA, they didn't get all my paperwork and stuff in line in order for the first game. But they had everything. It's just I was just waiting on them to clear it, so I didn't get to play. So we played the next week against the number one in our conference right now, Avila, and that was probably my best game I played. That was my best game I played since high school. That was my first time getting PT. That game I had 10 tackles, an interception,
Wow.
and 2 PPUs. That was my first game back in the past playing meaningful time. So it meant a lot to me. And then also too, I had that I missed that first game. I had that in the back of the mind. That was driving me too to play like that. So yeah, I remember them games for sure for the rest of my life.
All right. Rodell, what about yourself?
I think my first game playing was probably like either Bethel or K Dub. That was like two of our top teams. I think it was Bethel, but I had, like I said, I had my formation, so I was like just dibbling dabbling in the game. I wasn't really too much involved like consistently, but like when it was time like to throw in my package, I was in. But it was much different from high school, and them people was much bigger. Definitely had like experience, and so yeah, that's when I realized I had to get my weight up because like they were huge. They still is huge, but it's like you think you can just go in there and just bully people, and go in there and just beat them off pure ability, but nah. When I got in there, they was hitting like grown men. So I was like, yeah, I wasn't ready at that time, but it was still a good experience. It was like assurance. I can do this, and so
That's
that's
right.
what that was my first game. Just realizing I could do it and realizing like, yeah, they grown out there. That's probably what mine was.
All right. Well, we have a guest that tuned in, one of y'all brothers from high school, Mr. Robert Ellis. He's talking about brethren, and glad to have him tuning in on the show. And Mr. Ellis, he's running track. He's a big time track runner now at Xavier University, I believe. Robert, if we was running jet sweep now, you can follow Rodell because he at 285 now. How tall are you, Rodell?
I'm about 6'2".
6'2", 285. So he can move something. My next question is, we're gonna get into the conference which Mr. Jackson wanted to tune in on, and the conference that you all are in is in the KCAC, the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference. Now, y'all overall record, if it haven't changed, that our research is y'all 5-2, 7.12%. In the KCAC, y'all are 4-2 at 667 winning percentage. At home, y'all are 2-1. You did mention Avila. They ranked number 1. I didn't know that. I didn't see that. And y'all lost to them 41-7. Then y'all played against McPherson College. Y'all won 17-16. Then follow with that, it was Friends University where y'all won 35-16. Sterling came after that, Sterling College, and y'all won 21-20. Then y'all faced my school, Ottawa University, which y'all won 24-19. Don't worry about it, Braves. We'll get them next year. Then y'all played Southwestern College, where y'all lost 6-49. It seems like in Southwest College, it seemed like the schools that y'all lost to were ranked schools, but y'all beaten the schools that are unranked. Y'all next game, go ahead.
Let me talk about that. All right.
Go ahead.
So, man, injuries. That's been the biggest thing, injuries and eligibility. So like our team as a whole, if everybody was able to play, you know, we'll be able to like more so like we could still compete with them, but like if they got their full team, it's like it's not gonna be too much like competing. But it's like injuries have been a story of the season. People, you feel me? People like of importance getting injured. I know our O line, we lost five, but we lost five. We lost 4 starters. 5 of them, you feel me, had experience. So we've lost 5 guys in that area. Um, our starting running back got hurt our first game. You feel me? Our starting running back got hurt our first game, which really wasn't even in the conference. So you feel me? That was like a big loss going into like the actual season, into the the actual like real in the conference. So it's like injuries been like a big thing, and on paper it looked like how did this happen? But like as you play on the team, you realize like this game can be taken away at any moment. One minute your team up, and the next minute is down, so you can't take it for granted. But yeah, it's just people having to stay healthy. It's a lot of adjustment like having to go on. Like today we got 2 freshmen on the right side on the O line because of injury. So it's
okay,
like,
but can I speak as a coach now?
Yeah.
We know injuries occur with every team, whether it's key players or backup players. You and I know, and you know I ain't one for excuses, and I know y'all not because we are built different from where we from.
Nah.
But if an injury occurs, the second string who probably believe that they should be a first string, they got to step up now.
They do.
I mean, it's just plain and simple. And like you said, at any given time, somebody can get hurt and they can be out of a game. So with that being said, we know people get hurt. We know they key players. But as y'all said before, when they giving you that scholarship, you have a job to do. Whether you getting in that weight room, being eligible in the classroom, because I'm hearing about some guys was ineligible. So not only are you letting down your teammates, you letting down that coaching staff, you letting down that program, you letting down that school. Because like I see both of y'all wearing that shirt, it don't say Rodell or Martavian on the front. It says Tabor on the front. So every time you walking away, the last thing they're going to remember is the number on the back of the shirt or the number on the front of the shirt. And it can go either way, whether I'm over you laughing because I put you on your back, or I'm on the ground looking at you because you put me on my back. So they got to step up. Exactly. And I'm pretty sure y'all rebound and y'all coming back. Me and Martavian talked on that. And I agree with everything that you're saying. But as a coach, and I'm pretty sure them coaches be in the office like, dang, man, we lost Rodell. If he wouldn't have went down, this and that, this and that. Well, you recruited Otis. He got to step up. You recruited him. I didn't. You see what I'm saying? And as you said, man, he's some grown men here. Well, guess what? You better pull your jock strap up and pull your girdle up tight because you got to go. And either you're going to get embarrassed or you're going to be the one embarrassing somebody helping us get the win. Now, y'all next game is against number 25, Kansas Wesleyan. I guess y'all playing them today.
Yes, sir.
Martavian told me he's looking forward to this game because y'all have been rebuilding. Y'all do got some players in the key spots. So good luck to you all in that game today. And it's crazy. Some of these teams I'm naming off that I played against when I was at Ottawa University. Then followed by well, let's talk about the Kansas Wesleyan game. We don't got to go into detail. Rodell already gave away some secrets about the freshman that's playing. Are you guys prepared for this game?
I believe so. It's been progression every week. Like I said, every game we go into, we're the underdog. Preseason, we was ranked last to come in conference. So all these games we win them off pure heart and just taking the game every week, just going week by week. Every opponent is the same, and when we play these better teams, what we starting to see, we gotta get the dub as a team all together. A lot of the games we didn't won, it has been, to be real, it's been because of a specific unit or things that didn't happen. But when you play these better teams, it gotta be a collective group.
Gotta work like an engine. Everybody on one accord.
It gotta be a collective engine, and if everybody else doing their part, but somebody else, that one person isn't, the other team, the better teams, like you said, the ranked teams, the people in the skybox, they gonna see that, they gonna tell them on the headset, and they gonna come right after you. Just like if it was NCAA, it's the same thing.
Exactly. And then after you guys face Wesleyan, we're not gonna look ahead because you got to take care of Kansas Wesleyan first. Then y'all will be facing 16th ranked Bethel College. Then y'all will be playing against Bethany College, and y'all finish out against the University of St. Mary's. After the win today against Kansas Wesleyan, and I'm calling that into fruition today because I'm saying y'all going to get that win against a top-ranked team. Do you think y'all can close out the season with wins against these other teams and find yourself playing in a bowl game?
Well, right now we in the hard part, the hell part of the season. Like you said, we played Southwestern last week. They put it on us. This week we got K-Dub they're ranked, and then we got Bethel they're ranked also. So these 3 weeks, it's just all about what we want to do as a group. Because like I said, we don't have nothing to lose. We're the underdog. So it'll be nice to upset at least one or all of them. But I do see us winning out, especially with the last 2 games. Even though the very last game, St. Mary's, they're right behind us in the rankings. They're sitting at 4th right now. So I know that's gonna be a game we're gonna have to show up for, because they're gonna want that third. They're gonna want that third spot in conference. So I know it's gonna be a good one. But I do see us winning out. It's just right now we just got to put together against the harder teams, and hopefully, it's an upside to it.
At the end of the day, it's going to turn into football. That's what Coach always say. At some point, it's just going to be football. And ain't going to be nothing else but football. You just got to play football.
Yeah, y'all right about that. That's why I said when we was talking about NCAA Division I, NAIA JUCO, it's still football whenever you get down to the bottom line. And I want to give a big shout out to Avila University. Y'all former coach, my former boss, Mr. Kimber Anders, used to coach at that school as well. Now, conference and rivals. The conference that you all in, who is y'all rival if y'all have one? Like what school the coaches always say, hey, we got to get the win against this school?
It was Bethel. Bethel was like our rival for something. We have a lot of rivals, but like we don't feel the same to them. Like Sterling, they always come to play Tabor. But like for us, a team that we always want to win against is probably Bethel. And now our offensive coordinator went to Southwestern, so that's probably going to be our new rival. But we always want to get a win against Bethel. Yeah, I think it's Bethel for the most part. Bethel.
All right. Well, we're closing out. I have a question for y'all, and this is a big thing. It's coming across the screen. How do you all feel about NIL deals for student athletes? Name, image, and likeness.
I feel like that opportunity should have been presented, because I feel like you give these students, you give them these scholarships and all that, but you don't know what they got going on outside the football field, outside campus. People have lives outside of being an athlete, and you might not have all the resources that you need. And the NIL deals is something that can help provide for people. Because like you said, football can end whenever. It can end at practice. It can end in the game. You know what I'm saying? Or it can end. You don't even got to be on the football field. Having the NIL deals is some type of, it's a safety net for me, I would call it, because it'll give you some type of stability, so you won't start at ground zero. It's not.
What about you, Rodell? How you feel about that?
So I feel like it's one step closer to preparing you to like what being like a professional athlete would be like, being able to benefit off your name. I feel like everybody should be able to have the chance to benefit off their name and their word. So I feel like it's a huge step and progression towards, being able to, give some of these college athletes like, their recognition, and it gives you a little bit more independence, letting you know like what it feel like to profit off of your work, profit off like being marketable. Like it gives you like, if you have an NIL deal, you can't go out and just do regular stuff. You got a brand on your back. You got people investing in you. So it just gives you like a little, it gives you a little taste of what it feels like to be, actually being a brand and having people putting money in you and behind you. So I feel like that's a huge step for college athletes, and
my thing is, I think it shows the appreciation for the athlete. I've been in discussing with a guy that I played collegiate ball with, and he works for a company, and they doing collective NIL deals. And basically what the deal is, you're not in a long-term contract. It's from year to year, and it's nothing big like some of these big-time college athletes. You guys are big-time too, but they get the national exposure. Like some of these big-time athletes are getting. And he said basically what they do, they'll go into, and I'm going to hook you guys up with him, but they'll go into like in Tabor. Tabor is a city, right?
No, this is just the name of college. The city name is Hillsborough, Kansas.
Okay, so their company will go into Hillsborough, Kansas, and they may go to the local coffee shop or pizza shop and say, hey, I have these two athletes that we'd like for you all to market. And the market it may not be nothing big, but we, like me and him was talking when we went to Mid-America, we understand when the cafeteria is closed and you don't have nothing to eat or you scrounging for eat, it may be a deal that you're getting something like $200 a month or $300 a month, or it can be bigger, but it'll start low, and it'll be based off of, like you saying, what are you doing? If you're getting in trouble, we take it away. And then you market for these restaurants or businesses or whatever the case may be. Well, you may have to do a guest appearance. You may have to go there, or if they doing something for the kids to show up. And I was like, man, that's good. And he was like, it ain't gonna be like a Nike deal or a Reebok deal, but it's giving that student athlete another leverage of income and marketing themselves. And you know what happens is if we go to, I don't know if you all have a Foot Locker there, but if we go to Foot Locker and I say, hey, Rodell Jones and Martavian Jackson, there's two guys that we doing NIL deals. They are the front face of our organization and our company. They'll be like, oh man, we ain't willing to do that. And then once they do that, what's going to happen? It's going to be a domino effect. Other companies going to start wanting to chime in. Not only is bringing recognition and you bringing advertisement and commercializing the schools that you are going to. So I got a guy that I'm talking to about that, and I told him, and I kind of told it to Martavian, my focus is the athletes that I do get to come up on the show. That'll be a marketing tool for me, getting them or helping them trying to get an NIL deal. That's why I wanted to get you guys' take on that to see how you feel about it. Now, if this thing work out, it ain't gonna be millions. I'm not saying it can't get up to that, but I think when you in college, if you're getting $200 a month or $300 a month, it ain't a lot of money because you can go work and make that in every 2 weeks. But if you're just getting something, or it may can be every week, I don't know how they'll do it, but something is better than nothing in my point of view. But with that being said, man, it's been great having both of you guys on the show, man. I love y'all. I'm gonna be following y'all, Rodell. I'm gonna have to get all your information. You can get my information from Martavian. But with that being said, I want to thank some of the guys that tuned in on the show and gave comments outside of the guys that are people that are tuning in to the show. Big shout out to Jaden Bennett and Robert Ellis for their comments for coming on the show. And with that being said, is it any comments or anything you guys would like to say or shout outs that you would like to give? And we'll start with Rodell first.
I just want to appreciate, Coach Brown for giving us this opportunity to speak on and bring to light what our experiences have been. And I just want to appreciate the opportunity to talk. It was nice talking to y'all. Thank you for everybody that tuned in, and thank you for this opportunity. It was really nice talking to you again. And yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I was just I'd like to say thank you to Coach O. A lot of athletes they don't get the platform to say what they need to or what they want, and I'm appreciative of that. And I wish the best to you. I want to say I want to give a shout out to my people back at the crib, all my friends. Robert Ellis, Jaden Bennett. Them close friends. We play ball together. I appreciate y'all tuning in and all that too.
Man. Hey, Ellis just posted before we get out of here. He said, need more of these. Yes, we do, man. I reach out to student athletes all the time. I had a couple I'll be talking to athletes from all over, man, from Florida, from Houston. Where was the last kid from? Nevada, or whatever. But I really appreciate doing this, man, because you get to see the aspects from other athletes and stuff like that. So you guys keep doing y'all thing. Y'all got I don't know who this for. It could be for one of y'all. I say, hey, sweetie.
That's my mom right there. That's my mom.
Okay. Well, hello, family. How you doing? She tuned into the show. I ain't want to get nobody in trouble because, hey, I know that wasn't for me. But big shouts out to the family for the people that tuned in. Again, this show will be uploaded on YouTube, but we are live right now on YouTube as well as on Facebook. For the audio listeners, We are on Spotify. Look for National Scouting Service if you like to listen to the audio. Share our platform. Share these guys' interview with family and friends who may have not had the opportunity to hear them speak or talk. And it was good meeting up with Rodell again, man. Hey, you've never been forgotten. You're always in my heart. I just ain't have any of your contact information. And I did reach out to your family, but I guess their numbers and information has changed as well. Hey, until then, man, good luck to y'all. Plenty of blessings, man. I love y'all. Good luck today. Hope y'all get the win to carry out throughout the remainder of the season and get some more wins and get yourselves in a bowl game to play in. And with that being said, continue to get your education, because myself, I waited too long. And here I'm 50 years old, still in school, but I will be graduating in May. And Martavian, your mama said, have a good game, guys. We will be watching. So is the game gonna be televised?
Yeah, we it's a live stream. Everybody has a live stream every school. So you just have to find the link. If you go to the KCAC the website and you go to football, it'll have all the links to everybody's game.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look for that, man, because I love to get to see you all play, because what always happens with some of us coaches, once our kids gone, sometimes they think they're forgotten, but they're not. And we don't be having the means to be able to go see them play because we in season, but to be able to see you guys play on a live stream, on live television, man, it brings pleasure and peace to our heart as well, to make sure that you all are doing good. With that being said, man, I know y'all getting ready to pull out or getting ready to head to y'all game. Safe travels, man. Blessings to the both of you all again. Have a great game. Until next time, until another show, man. Hey, we are out. I am Coach O, and this is the National Scouting Podcast Show.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all.